Alright, so here we go. We're going to talk about Rendition Alias. And as a matter of fact, I'm really excited. I found this website called dirtyworks.com. It was really cool. It has tons and tons of parts for the Alias. And so I kind of want to throw that out there. If you've got an old Intimidator, check out that website, dirtyworks.com. I don't know what the story is with that. Maybe it was a partner with Bob. Maybe that's Bob himself that's running the website. I have no idea. But the amount of parts that they have for Intimidators 2002, 2K4, 2K5 Intimidators is unbelievable. It seems like it's the retail website that we always wished Bob had. But anyway, check it out, dirtyworks.com. So I got this Alias back a while ago. You guys that are on the Facebook page probably saw that. So I sold this to bail marker bids out, and the gentleman that bought it about a year later, a little more than a year later, contacted me, saying he's never even used it and wanted to sell it back to me. I was really excited. So I bought it, it came back, and then I've done a couple of videos using it, and I saw a lot of questions come in about the Rendition Alias and what it is. So there were 17 of these made. So I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So back in the early 2000s, I played with a team out of my local field called Deadly Venoms, and we were all using a bunch of different guns, and every time we played against a team that used Aliases or 2002 Intimidators, they just ripped us to shreds. I mean, this was semi-auto days, and they all just ripped us to shreds. So I mean, we were using a combination of like carnivores and shockers and matrixes, and anytime we played against somebody using. Anytime we played against a team using Aliases and Intimidators, they just ripped us to shreds. So I went and bought one at the National Paintball Supply booth. It was just a black and red one, and I absolutely fell in love with the gun, loved it. Everybody that used it loved it. And we as a team, we were just a little shithead D3 team. We as a team decided we wanted to get our own guns from Bob and get our own color scheme. And so we all got together, and I took care of everything, but we all got together and we all sold our guns on eBay. I took care of all of it. So I sold everybody's gun on eBay, everybody's. And so, 17 guns ended up going up on eBay, and we got this big pot of cash of everything that we sold to raise money for these guns. So we got the money, paid Bob, and I think they were, I want to say maybe between $400 to $500 each or something like that is what they charged us, which at the time was a really good deal because these were selling for over $1,000. Bob asked, what kind of a color scheme do you want? I said, well, what colors do you think would look really, really good? Bob said, well, I really like violet and dust white or dust clear, but I think they call this dust white. We've got an anodizer now that is starting to anode guns in dust white. Now, this was at the end of the 2004. The Aliases were kind of at the end of it, and the 2K5 and the 2K6s were coming out. And so I think it was around 2005. So he was like, well, dust white, we got this new color called dust white, and this company that we're anodizing our guns through is starting to make guns in dust white. It's like, if you want to have one of the only dust white Aliases, we can do that. I was like, cool. So then we picked all of our other parts that we really liked. So for instance, you notice it's like the Empire trigger guard as opposed to the Alias trigger guard. We chose the Lasoya LPR cap. We liked the Lasoya bolt pin. It was a little bit smaller than the Alias bolt pin, which is a little bit bigger. He gave us the adjustable ram caps. And then we went through Critical Paintball, which was my favorite ASA at the time, and got the Critical ASAs. Trying to think of some other things that we got. A couple of us paid extra to get volumizers. And then we didn't get the Alias trigger. We got the new, what was called the Empire trigger with the ball bearing. So just little tweaks and stuff like that to the bone stock Alias and the purple parts. So it was awesome because, all of a sudden, about a month and a half later, all the guns come in from Bob Long, and we sat there all night long and put all these together and put all our regs together, chronoed them, put them all together, and it took us all through the night. And from there, we went out and played and had a blast. So these guns are still phenomenal shooting guns. I've yet to find a better semi-auto shooting gun than an Alias or even a 2002. They just shoot so freaking good. And you can get now still on eBay, Virtue LED boards or Tadal, like Infamous boards. And those boards are phenomenal boards for these. I mean, they're basically bulletproof. They'll last forever. You can still buy the harnesses. You can still buy the eye wires now. You can buy 187 PB. is making the membrane pads. You know, that was one of the biggest things for a long time was the membrane pads. Nobody could find the membrane pads. And so you can now buy the membrane pads. In regards to detents, I completely forgot that MacDev makes green spider detents for their guns. So the MacDev green detents work perfect inside of the Aliases. So if you're needing detents, you can get that. But this gun was not the one that I got the video that the gun was in pieces. This gun was actually belonged to my cousin Armando, who barely used it. I think he maybe shot 4 cases through it. And he just never played that much, but he had it, and then he sold it to me. And then I took all my favorite parts that I had, like the LP, the volumizer, the Techna trigger, and the 360 reg that I had, and put it on here. No, that gun that I got that was in pieces was just beat to shit. That really broke my heart to see that gun beat to shit like that. I mean, I got it back together, but I immediately hocked it. I didn't want anything to do with that gun. That gun was so scratched up. When it showed up in the box, there was no padding in the box. Everything was scratched up. So, that definitely sucks. So, anyway, that's the story of the Bob Long Alias. And, I definitely wanted to give a shout out to Dirty Works Paintball. If you've got an Alias or an Intimidator and you need parts, go check them out. And, if you're needing detents, definitely check out the MacDev green detents. They work perfect inside there. And that's the story of the Rendition Alias. There wasn't one of them. There was 17 of them made. This was pretty much the final one that was used the least, and I put all the parts on it. And I freaking love this thing. I mean, this gun's a machine gun. It shoots so good. So, if you see one of these guns on eBay, if you see an Alias, on eBay, for really, really cheap or in a buy-sell trade, and you're looking for a phenomenal semi-auto shooter, I wouldn't hesitate to pick one of these up. Thanks for tuning in.